What's up, YouTube Gen X? All right, let me hop right into this one. So I'm reading this article on theroot.com by Jackie Reed, and the article is called "When Women Are the Breadwinners," and it was kind of going into the whole different issues that go along with the whole idea of when black women are making more money than the men, and this, that, and the third. Now, I'm not attacking Jackie Reed, um, but I am attacking this conversation overall. So it's not an attack on Jackie Reed because it's more than just her who kind of have these sort of discussions and viewpoints on um, black women and money and what that means in regards to relationships. You know, there's a lot of bullshit that really gets under my skin. Um, so like I said, it's not necessarily her directly. It's just more so what the article invokes. You know, and when you read it, you know, especially if you're a dude, you'll see where I'm coming from in regards to why it just annoys me. Number one, um, you making more money than a man does not mean you're supporting him. So if you, let's say a man is making 70 and you're making 85K a year, are you supporting him? No, you're not. Simply put. Um, and even how men operate, we don't do the whole, well, my wife is making more money than me, so now I can drive a car that by myself I couldn't afford. That's what women do. You know, if a woman is making 40K and she's driving, I don't know, a Kia, and, you know, the man that she's with is making 200K, is she going to change her car? Yeah. You know, that's how women operate. Or even if it's not that severe. You know, if she's driving she's making 30K driving a Kia and her husband is making, let's say, 90K, is she going to get a better car? More than likely she is because her husband is making more money. So that is a woman thing, to increase their lifestyle based off of what their husbands are doing. Men, we don't really operate that way. Right? You know, maybe broke ass dudes who don't have a dime to their name, maybe that's how they operate. But a man with money, he's not going to go off of what you're making because you're making more. He has his own. I don't want all that. So if I'm, making 50K driving a truck and my wife is making 80K, am I going to, go get an Audi? No, I'm still going to be pushing my truck. And when I get my raise, right, or if I get a new job making more money, then I'll consider going, to go to the Audi dealership and get a new Audi. But until that point, I can care less how much my wife makes. Number two, um, having the options be a housewife. I love it when black women complain. Once again, they don't like when black men compare black women to white women, but when black women want to compare themselves to white women, it's okay. And this is clear. Let's knock black men for comparing black women to other groups of women, but, when we want to, we can compare ourselves to other women when it makes black men look bad. Now, this whole idea that, it's unfair that other women get to choose to be housewives. They have that option. White women have that option to know they can stay at home and be a housewife, or they can go work, blah, 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 blah. And that's so selfish. Think about it. It's selfish. And secondly, I grew up in a sort of environment where a lot of the mothers that I knew were housewives. So a lot of my friends, their moms were housewives. Do you know the life of a housewife in regards to, clipping coupons, driving the minivan, not eating out, making meatloaf, living on that sort of budgeted lifestyle where you're shopping at Walmart and Target, not just for food, but for clothes as well. There's no flat screen TV, right? Do you know that lifestyle? Is that the lifestyle you want, that sort of modest lifestyle? There's nothing wrong with it, but is that the lifestyle that a lot of black women want? Or do you want to be this sort of, I get my hair done every day, I'm driving a Range Rover, that sort of lifestyle, but then you still want to be a housewife? So you want that sort of upper class housewife sort of lifestyle, which is complete bullshit. That's not realistic to a family that is on that single income, right? That single full-time income. Those people live on a budget. Those people aren't trying to, live a certain lifestyle. They're living very modestly. right? And yeah, do you have white women that are single, or excuse me, that are housewives that, you know, kind of have that upper class sort of lifestyle? Yeah. But you know what happened to them? Their husbands got fired, or the husband's business stopped doing so well, and guess what? They lost their home. They lost their car, right? A lot of those families failed because they didn't understand that when you only have one income, it doesn't matter how much you're making, especially if you have children. You have to be financially savvy. But y'all don't see that. And I highly doubt that you want to live that sort of minivan sort of lifestyle. What are we eating today for dinner? We're having leftover meatloaf. I doubt you want to live that lifestyle, right? Number three, with all the talk that you guys do about, you know, doing so well, I really get upset because I know the vast majority of black women aren't these sort of major corporate superstar all-star people that you have that handful of black women who are older, right, claim that black women are. You know, you have the woman who's like 35. Of course you're going to be making more money. You worked your way up. You know, on some all black women are doing so well. And all that does is it's a big, what's the word I'm looking for? It is a big hindrance to the vast majority of black women who aren't doing so that well. But when you have these conversations, what do? It just makes it harder for the vast majority of black women. Because I'm not going to lie to you. Right, you know, let a chick be doing just okay, and it's kind of like, what? You're a black woman. Aren't you supposed to be this corporate queen? Aren't you supposed to be this over 90K sort of woman? Don't give me the chick who's only making 30, 40K, right? You guys are claiming to be these super duper powerhouses. You're claiming, you know, you're claiming that you're just doing so well. You know, you're kicking ass when it comes to women and men, right? So it's one of those, what the fuck? You guys have been saying this for how long? And what do you have going on? Right? And it hurts because it's a stereotype that black women have brought on themselves. We're all doing so well. So don't show up and be a chick who's only making 40K. You're supposed to be making over 90K. All black women should be making over 100K. The way y'all talk, all black women should. But most of you guys are not. But you have the handful of black women that are making it harder for all of y'all. And once again, this goes back to why we say some of y'all have to speak the fuck up. Because you have a handful of black women that are literally fucking it up for the rest of y'all. Number 4, targeting men who can't support themselves because it boosts your ego. And then you only have buyer's remorse later on. I love it how the women complain about, you know, the gender roles being fucked up and this, that, and the third happens when a woman is making more. But you knew that coming in. You didn't have a problem with it because initially it boosted up your ego. You liked it. You liked the fact that you can say or do whatever. You had the control. And you could have easily said, no, I'm not going to get into a relationship with this man because of the fact that I know that things are going to be somewhat awkward. But you had buyer's remorse. You knew what you're getting into, but you didn't like it all of a sudden. Right? You didn't want to wear the pants, but don't act like you were forced into it. You chose it. You chose to be in that relationship because you knew that you would enjoy that sort of liberty. What can he say? What can he do? Right? I'm the one making the money. So you have black women who complain, but you specifically go after those men. You do. You go after those men. You entertain those men because it's an ego booster for you. Especially when you hook your sense of being quality, you know, your sense of this is why I'm desirable based off of the fact that you have money. You have this career, you have this job. It's not even about being educated and being this sort of intellectual. It's based off of the fact that I have money. Going back to the materialism that is black culture, the consumerism that is black culture. So you're choosing these men. Number 5, what happens when you actually do meet the sort of black men that have that financial, that they're financially stable in the way that you like it, the way you would like him to be in terms of, he has this type of job, he's in this sort of industry, he's making this type of money. What happens when you meet that guy? You fold. Why? Because you have nothing to hold on to. In terms of quality, your money means nothing to him. Nothing. So your whole sense of self-worth goes to nothingness. That's why you have brothers that will talk about how they get on point and a lot of black women are folding. It's not about, them not choosing the men. It's about them folding, them not knowing what to do. Because the dude who's doing well can care less about how much money you make. I mean, that's good. It shows that you can do something. But I'm looking for the chick that can make macaroni. Homemade macaroni. I'm looking for the chick that can have my house smelling like blueberry muffins on Christmas morning. That's what the dudes is looking for. But what are you going to do with your power suit, your corporate suit? Nothing. It is irrelevant to me. What black women don't understand is there comes a certain point where a man is making enough money to the point where it's irrelevant what his wife is doing in terms of her money. You know what I mean? Like, there's a point where it's just like, that's great that you have money, but I'm making enough money that I can actually go after everything that I'm looking for. So let's say you have a man making 200K. Does it matter if his wife is making 400K? There's a point where it's overkill. I'm good. It's the man that's like, I'm a millionaire and I have $5 million and she has $8 million. It doesn't matter. I already have my money. So your money means nothing to me at all. I don't get security off of your money. I don't get off, because of the fact that you have money. I don't sleep extra better knowing that, my wife has more money and I can, cuddle up and feel safe and secure in her arms. I don't get off to that. So literally, you have a lot of women who fold the second their money counts for nothing because you have nothing else to hold on to. Right? That's why you have the dudes that's on that, get me the secretary who can, run my household, or give me the receptionist who can do X, Y, and Z. I mean, go ahead and talk to a dude who's doing financially, well, and is he going to be looking for that in terms of the woman that he's looking for? If a dude's, making 100K, is he going to be running around saying that, yo, man, I want to meet chicks that are also making 100K? No. It's like at the bottom of his list because he has so much money, money is irrelevant. The more money a man has, the less important your money means in terms of why he's going to choose you. But y'all will never talk about that. You'll never talk about how you fold the second a man has money and he's on that, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. Fuck your money. You don't know what to do. Number 6. As much as black women talk about the black community and building wealth, yada, 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 I don't understand how some of y'all can complain about not having the option to be a housewife like the fucking white girl. Are you telling me that you're not going to bring in money to a black family? You have the ability to bring money to a black family. We suck when it comes to wealth. We suck when it comes to generational wealth and owning something. And you're saying that you're not going to bring in money even though you have the ability to bring in money because you want to live like a white girl? Then talk about building the black community and talking about what the black, people need to do. Yada, yada, yada. And we have a hard time with financial security, and you're saying that you can make money and bring in money to the table, but you don't want to because you'd rather live like the white girl does? Listen to yourself. You're telling me that you can bring in money so that we can save for early retirement or that so our kids don't have to get loans to go to school, but you would rather be a housewife? I mean, isn't that so absurd? You have the ability to make money and bring it to a black family. And if you even remotely understood the black condition, the whole idea of being a housewife would be irrelevant to you. But because you're so concerned with doing what, having the white girl, having what the white girl has, having her white man, having this, having that, you're so blinded. I mean, let me end it here. I don't even know what more I can say.